Welcome, and thank you for coming. I'm Dexter Guerrieri. I want to welcome you to the 25th Annual Brownstone Revival Coalition Market Seminar. This is a special year. Brownstone Revival Coalition was started in the 60s, back in the heyday of the urban renewal, when they wanted to take the wrecking ball to these old decrepit buildings that we now call townhouses. How many people here get Mondays with Dexter? We send out every week. It tells you what's come on the market, what's available, what's sold, and out of it you can learn quite a bit. Take a look at our website, townhouseexperts.com, if you haven't already. Averaging 1 million hits a month, that means last year we got 12 million hits. It's a huge number for townhouses only. I have to start out each time with the joke. The person walks into the townhouse and they say, you got some beautiful architectural drawings. I also like the renderings that show how to visualize what the space will look like, but I'm having trouble with that extra 12 feet where you're going to build out in the garden. I can't quite get what that's going to look like. So here's the answer. You go up to the third floor rear. Third floor rear is where the master bedroom always is. And look out into the garden. Close your eyes. If you want, you can close your eyes right now to just kind of imagine it. And listen to those birds and think of a nice night's sleep. Then, if you can remember what the question was, you shouldn't buy the house. Okay, that's it. And that's the way, you know, some people make decisions like that, and they are no worse off than the people who crunch numbers and crunch numbers and crunch numbers. If it feels good, maybe that's the right house for you. Everything that looks like a townhouse from the outside, that's what we call a townhouse. These houses could be listed as a 10-unit building, and they might actually have still 10 units. They might not. But if it's delivered vacant, somebody's going to be making a single family or a two-family. We track those as well as the ones that are technically listed as the 1 to 4 families. That differentiates us from most of the reports you'll read out there in the papers. The market's hot right now. That's not an exaggeration. The prices are up again, but that's not news to you as townhouse owners. Prices are always up. And we don't know exactly why it's so hot right now. But we do know there's a shortage of listings, and that could be contributing to it. We do know the interest rates are low, but that's already been low for almost a year now. So why in the last month buyers are going crazy with this feeding frenzy, we don't know. But a couple examples, 309 West 102nd Street is not the best address. It's not 70s on the Park Block. But it went on the market, and it was only on the market for 1 day. This is a couple weeks ago. Sold for $8.299, or that was the asking price. We presume it went for that. Buyer took it immediately. That house, that's a record price for 102nd Street, or for the hundreds on the west side. That house sold just a couple of years ago for $6.1 million. And the owners came to me and said, we'd like to fix it up some. Well, they'd already paid a premium for it at that time. So I said, be careful how much you spend. They went 2 stories deep, and they built a screening room that's just astounding. Another example, just today, 264 West 71. It's on the market at $4.25 million. Been on the market 1 week, and already they have multiple bids at or near the asking price, and they're going into best and final competition now. 2012. Speaking specifically about the west side first, there are only 11 listings so far on the west side. In a normal year, we should have 27 or 28 by this time. So it's less than half the number of listings, and that's part of what's creating this, feeding, as it were. 2011 was 36 instead of what should be a normal 48 to 55. The absorption rate was low, but I'll get into it in a moment. The prices held. So the prices held now, and they're doing even better. Then in 2011, they're doing better in 2012. A house that didn't sell in 2011 was 70 West 69th Street. It sold early in 2012. It was our listing, went for $7 million. That's what it costs for a townhouse, needs everything on the Park Block. The average sale price in 2003 was $2.8 million on the west side. And every year except for 2 years, prices went up. People say, how did it get to be this price? Well, it went up slowly from that 2.8 up to the average sale price this year, even though it's, we've had a small number of sales. is 6.3 million. So, and that's above the 5.9 from last year. So this is how we have our buyers, and they come in and they can't believe the prices, and they have to lose out on 2 deals before they buy one because of the sticker shock. Well, that's how we got there. It's been a logical and incremental progression. But it's a great thing to invest in and that's why you're here, because townhouses do continue to go up. Moving into 2012, we have 10 sales year to date. There should be more. We think we're going to start making up for that shortage because of this feeding frenzy that's happening now. High-priced ones were, these were things that went into contract last year, so this is always the way it is. We're 3 or 4 months behind or more. 317 West 77 went for 11.1, and 137 West 74th Street went for 14 million. That was a big price, the 14 million for a non-park block. Fewer sales in the Upper East Side this year. Geographical area, the number of townhouses on the Upper East Side is about twice that of the Upper West Side. In 2011, they had 48 sales. That was also lower than normal. And the highest sale was 36 million. Highest price in 2012 so far is 14 million. In Chelsea in 2011, 14 sales. The highest sale was 432 West 22nd, 6.4 million. In 2012, there were 6 sales so far. The highest was 419 West 20th, 8.75. That's interesting because 8.75 for an absolutely unfinished house in Chelsea is a big number. Harlem, keep track of 8 zip codes, a big place. In 2011, 57 sales. The highest was 105 West 122nd for 2.85. So far in 2012, there are 39 sales in Harlem, 3 sales above 2 million. Most sales there are below the $1 million mark. A couple of the sales this year, over 2 million, 133 West 122, where we had the buyer for 2.2. That just closed. 529 Manhattan and 342 Manhattan at 2.7 and 2.6. We just listed 357 West 121 for 2.85, and we had 3 buyers at the asking price almost immediately. So, and that was shocking to us. That's, it'll be a new record for Harlem, basically. Grange Village, 45 sales for 2011, which was a normal number of sales. Highest price was 40 West 10th for 20 million, right off 5th Avenue. 13 sales so far in 2012, and the highest was 92 Charles for 18 million. Brooklyn Heights, the last area that we track, 33 sales in 2011 that were 2 million and above. The highest was 74 Hicks Street for 6 million. So far this year, 9 sales, 2 million and above. And I live in Brooklyn Heights, so don't anybody say anything bad about Brooklyn? No? You love Brooklyn? Okay, good. Another sale that happened, a high-end sale, 212 Columbia for 11 million. And also, you may have read in the paper that Sarah Jessica Parker just is buying down there on State Street. So that's the basic wrap-up. What you should know is that these statistics are not going to tell you what your house is worth. That's another story altogether, what your individual house is worth. But it's interesting watching the trends over time.